YouTube! Welcome back to my channel! Today I'm going to be talking about the top 5 books I read this summer. So yes, summer is nearly over, so I thought it would be a nice little video to do at the end of it. So the first book I'm going to show you is Airfire by Sarah J Maas. This is the third book in the Throne of Glass series. It's amazing. I won't really go into the story for you here because if you haven't read the first 2 books in the series, there are some spoilers in here, obviously. So, I'm just gonna say it's brilliant. If you haven't read the Throne of Glass series yet, please do so because it's amazing. It's one of the best series I've ever read. Apart from Harry Potter and the Lunar Chronicles, but you know, that's the video for another day. But coming back to fantasy books, this is amazing, okay? This made me ugly cry. So, yes, real tears coming out. This book is amazing. Go read it. Now, the next book is the very last book I finished, actually, and it is Clockwork Prince by Cassandra Clare. This is book number 2 in the Infernal Devices trilogy, I want to say. Yeah, the Infernal Devices, there you go. I get them all mixed up, people. So yes, this is Clockwork Prince. Amazing. Okay, I loved the first book in the trilogy, Clockwork Angel, but then after I read this, I was like, no, I have a new favourite. This is it. Clockwork Prince is better than Clockwork Angel, in my opinion. You still get to see the London Institute and, you know, that shadow hunter world in Victorian times in London. It's just brilliant, and we get deeper into the story in this book, and it really doesn't have that second book syndrome in trilogies that they usually... The second book in a trilogy is usually a bit slower. But this one isn't. It's just packed full of adventure and action and stuff and mystery, and I usually don't like love triangles or love shapes, any shape, but this one is so tragic. It's so, oh my goodness, I almost cried. Like, I don't know how to explain what I'm feeling without giving any spoilers away. So I'm just gonna put this down before I spoil this for anybody else. But yes, read this if you haven't yet. I've read a lot of good books this summer. Okay, the next one is actually a graphic novel, my first graphic novel. It is Nimona by Noelle Stevenson. It's brilliant. It's about a sidekick, not your usual sidekick, you know, she's so sassy, I love her. And 2 anti-heroes, I want to say. It's just brilliant. It's a light-hearted... No, let me try that again. It's a fun read. It's easy to read. It's a graphic novel, so, you know, the illustrations really help you move along quickly. And it's just brilliant. I highly recommend this one if you want a laugh. This is a good one. This is a hilarious book. So yes, Nimona. Now, the next book I want to include in my top 5 is actually, it was actually an ebook, so I don't have the physical copy here with me, but it is When Dimple Met Rishi. It's amazing. It's just so different from everything else I've read. It is a contemporary story, which is not something I usually go for, but the Indian aspect behind it, the culture, and the geekiness with the app convention. It's not app convention, is it? It's like a technology convention. It's for people who are coding, and there's a talent show, and it's just brilliant. You should read it. Yes. You should read all 5 books, actually. Every book I'm mentioning here, you should read it because they're amazing. They're brilliant. And plus, this one is not part of a series, so, you know, you don't have to commit to a whole series. It's just a standalone. And it's amazing. So yes, go read it. Now, the last book I want to mention, I read this back in June, I think it was. I want to say June. I'm going to count June as summer as well because, you know, it's practically summer, isn't it? I'm not sure when summer starts. Is it the end of June? I don't know, but I read this when it was summertime. You know, it was sunny outside, so I'm going to count this as summer. And it is Lord of Shadows by Cassandra Clare. This is the second book in the Dark Artifices trilogy. I think it's going to be a trilogy, yeah. But the third book isn't out yet, but anyway. Lord of Shadows. The first book in the series was Lady Midnight, and I did like Lady Midnight, but it wasn't as good as Lord of Shadows. I think this one brought the series, brought the trilogy up to a whole new level. It's just amazing. Yes, and it's tragic at some points, and I won't give you any spoilers, but the characters are amazing, and you get to visit the Shadow Hunters again, and you know, you get to see Emma and Julian, and they're just so cute together. And there's so many cute characters, you know, you want everyone to get together with everyone. It's just amazing. And yeah, it's just a really, really good book. But I would advise you to read The Mortal Instruments before you start on this trilogy, just so you can understand the world better and understand how the Shadow Hunters think and why they behave the way they do. So I would highly recommend reading The Mortal Instruments, even the Infernal Devices, before you get to this one, okay? But if you do read all that, please read this one as well, because it's amazing, it's brilliant. Okay, so these were my top 5 books I read this summer. I have 4 here and 1 audiobook. Well, I can't really put an audiobook on top of this one, but you know what I mean. I've read quite a lot of good books this summer, and I'm quite happy with myself, if I may say so. So yes, if you've read any of these books, comment down below, and you know, we won't give you any spoilers for those of you who haven't read them, but you know, we'll just talk about it, right? So many good books. Well, I'm currently reading the 3rd book in the Percy Jackson series. It's Percy Jackson and the Titan's Curse, if I'm not mistaken. And as soon as I finish that one, I'm gonna go into Clockwork Princess, because I really want to finish that trilogy. It's amazing. I just needed a break before the last book because I don't want the trilogy to end, but you know, I'll get to that soon. And yes, so if you like the video, click that thumbs up. If you're new here, click that subscribe button. If you're not new here, welcome back to my channel. I'm so glad you came back. And I'll see you next time. Goodbye!